Welcome to your subway update for February 28th, 2018. And my priority is going to be the subway lines that serve a big portion of Queens. If it's Astoria, if it's Woodside, if it's Long Island City, if it's Kew Gardens, Jamaica, I'm going to be talking about it. And I'm even going to talk about the 7. So that's going to be my main priority from now on. I don't want to do big issues in Manhattan anymore because it's just going to give me bigger headaches to just discuss it. But if I focus it on a small majority of my main base, the main people who expect me to talk about the subways in Queens, then people will understand me more. I think that's how I view it. And if Pine Power's watching, he gets entertained when I do these updates, but I just want to quickly mention that because I don't want any miscommunications. So, out of the way. Let's go to the first issue involving the E and the M that happened during the morning commute. We had a train with mechanical problems at Court Square, 23rd Street. This took place at 8:30 this morning. And I always say this all the time. I'm thankful that NYCT Subway is more, they communicate more with the passengers than the Long Island Railroad does. I will admit that. So this is interesting. Both the M and the E had to go on the F. So Forest Hills bound M's had to go along from Rockefeller Center to Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue. That meant the M was running express, and the M is normally the local train that is on the local track, okay? The problem is, because of the train with mechanical problems at Court Square 23rd Street, which is the first stop for the E and the M in Queens, which they had that big 53rd Street tunnel project done in December, I thought this issue that construction would have taken care of these issues. Instead, I don't know what happened here today. And they just told people expect delays on E, F, M, and R. And it's bad enough those lines had problems today. I cannot wait to talk about the 7 because the 7. I'm begging Andy Byford. You've been on the job now for almost 2 months. Why won't you take the 7? It is your job! I can't wait to tell everybody, including Andy Byford, if he's even watching, how again I would declare. You know what's so stupid? Why doesn't Melinda Katz declare the 7 line a state of emergency? The Queensborough president should have the entitlement to do that. It is in a big state of emergency. I cannot wait to show you what happened on the 7 today, because it's just something that I am baffled about. Okay, first issue. Hudson Yard bound 7 trains had to run express from Metz Willets Point to Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue because of NYPD activity at Junction Boulevard. So that was interesting. I would have had no problem with that. More express trains, the better. Yeah, then take a look at this. E and M. Delays because of signal problems at Court Square 23rd Street. So first it was a train with mechanical problems, and then guess what happened an hour later at the same station? Yep, no one seems to care about us taking the subways in Queens. No one seems to care. Because we are the ones dealing with the burden. Oh, and get this. Track maintenance, Hudson Yards bound 7 trains. Between Grand Central 42nd and Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue. 74th Street Broadway. Get out of here calling that station 74th Street Broadway. The real station is Jackson Heights Roosevelt Avenue. 74th Street. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. I'm sorry for erupting, but I would rename it that. More 7 issues. I can't wait to talk about them because I saw another problem with them. But also, this happened this afternoon. What time this happened? I'm double checking because 5 hours. It's 5 o'clock. So, yeah, in the afternoon this happened. I'm gonna pull this tweet up. Yeah, 12:30. So what happened was, Jamaica 179 Street bound F trains and Forest Hills bound M trains had delays because of signal problems. Get this, at West 4th Street, Washington Square. So there have been 2 active stations involving Queens trains today, and that is Washington Square and then Court Square. So pretty problematic day. Pretty problematic day. And then the other problem, Hudson Yard bound 7 trains running with delays because of signal problems at Corona 111th Street. Oh, but here's something interesting. Hudson Yard bound 7s were running express again. The second time it happened today. I feel bad for people who had to go local in Corona, but this is the burden of the 7 train. It is a real state of emergency. I've been saying this now for a while, but Andy Byford doesn't want to pay attention. Oh, well, last week we had that big issue in Astoria with the NRNW train. Days like this irritate me. And I'm sorry for doing my bad British impersonation of him, but here's how I would say it. You know, the 7 needs to be a top priority. It always has problems. It needs to be addressed immediately. And he doesn't want to do it! I just am lost for words. I've never seen the 7 this bad before. Never. Never. The 7 was always a reliable route, and now it's on the brink of a breaking point. Oh, let's talk about what happened with the M and the R this afternoon as well. 71st, Forest Hills bound M and also Forest Hills bound R trains running express from Roosevelt Avenue to 71st Avenue because of signal problems at Elmhurst Avenue. Oh boy. So I feel bad for people who had to end up taking the Q60, because the Q60 probably got packed. Some 71st Avenue bound M and northbound R trains running express. Yeah, again, why are they re-solidifying the tweet? I don't understand that. I really don't. Okay, and then let's see if there's any updates, because it's almost 6 o'clock and I have to get ready for sports, politics, and more. But this video will be up tonight. I promise. If you're watching it now, if it's 9, 10 o'clock, even 11 o'clock, that's alright. Oh, and get this. 71st Avenue bound M and northbound R trains running with delays because of signal problems at Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. So it's been a hectic, chaotic day for people taking the subway. I'm going to pull up the time that tweet was sent out, because this is bad. This is bad. And if Matt Camper is live right now, because sometimes he goes live with the Long Island Railroad Periscopes this time of the day, I'm going to let him know about this ASAP. Yeah, 5:45 it is. Okay, so I'm just double checking. So to end the point, as I said earlier, and I did my very bad British impersonation of Andy Byford, I just wish somebody would pay attention to the 7. It should be him, but it's not. This should be his job. He should constantly be on Twitter seeing these problems on the subways, because the subways are a top priority right now. And they're not being addressed. So, before I lose my voice, I just want to say that I'm going to keep continuing doing this. Because today was just another chaotic example of subway problems in Queens that our media refuses to talk about. This is the real news. Donald Trump should be a back page story. I'm sorry for saying that if you're a MAGA supporter, or if you're trigger happy and you don't want your assault weapons taken away from you. But obviously this is the real story. This is the real issue that affects me. It affects everyone in Northeast Queens. It affects our mass transit system in a borough that is being under-prioritized right now. Queens is becoming the new forgotten borough. And if we don't take action right now, and if we don't make these videos, and if we don't talk about these issues, no one will listen, no one will pay attention, and it will not start the proper discussion of what needs to be done. So, that's where I end it. Till next time, everyone, take care.